Hi, this is Micornus, Phokane, the leader and the founder of the Young Men Empowerment Forum. We are dealing with this topic that speaks about things to say more often to ourselves and to other people. As a young man, you need to say these things more often to yourself and to other people, and that will turn things around in your life. We don't use our tongue more often to ourselves. We may sometimes use it to other people. But I want to emphasize that you don't need to say it only to other people, but to yourself as well, more often. And also, it is very important to say to other people as well, because that's a way to encourage people, to make them feel better, to make them to become the best version of themselves. Remember that we need each other in this life, and there's no one who can afford to live alone in this life. You need people, and people need you. I need you, you need me. And that's the reason why this life is actually a way of co-living together in this world. And that is why we need each other every single time. And there are words that you need to say more often to yourself and to other people, and that will actually help you in your life. One of those things that you need to say more often to yourself and other people is, when I see you, I think that's a strong and kind person. When I see you, I see a strong and a kind person. And this is something that we need to say more often to ourselves and other people. Can I say this, that we sometimes undermine our own strength? We always undermine our own kindness as well. And to an extent that we look at other people, they look a bit more stronger than us, and sometimes they look more kinder than us. But you may find that you are even kinder as well. You may find that you are strong as well. But we don't say this often to ourselves. And I've said that if you can say that to yourself prophetically, it is actually a prophecy to yourself, whereby you will actually become more strong as you say so. Now, the Bible says, let the weak say, I'm strong. And that is the reason why, as a young man, I would love you to say this more often to yourself, that you're a strong being, and realize how strong you are, and say that a bit more often to yourself. And as you say that more often to yourself, what it does, it actually transforms you, it makes you believe that you're strong, and it makes you to become strong in real sense. And you find yourself actually being strong in every situation that is challenging your life. But you don't say this only to yourself. Remember, say it to other people as well. As you say it to other people, you are basically encouraging them. You're making them to reflect at themselves and see themselves differently. Because there are those people that see themselves negatively at all times. They feel they are weak at all times, and they are not able to pick themselves up and say, I'm strong. As the Bible says, let the weak say, I'm strong. And therefore, as it is, when you say it, you're basically planting in their thoughts some seeds of them believing in the fact that they are strong. And in fact, that tomorrow, because they've been told that they're strong and they are kind as well, they are able to approach situations more stronger, knowing that somebody has actually seen my strength and said it in with their own tongue that I'm strong. So when you say it to other people, you're basically planting some seeds in their minds. You're actually making them to observe themselves even more positively or in a positive light. And this is encouraging for them, and it's actually making them to see things differently. Now, as a young man, let the weak say, I'm strong. So please say it with your mouth that you are strong when you're faced up with situations. Because what you say with your mouth, it creates some sense of belief in your mind. And when it does create a sense of belief in your mind, you start to believe in yourself and start trusting what you have said and start seeing it as well. You start witnessing that as well. And sometimes you conquer the next battle. And as you can conquer the next battle, have you ever seen that when you've conquered the next battle, it sets you up to conquer the next battle again? Because then you start to believing in yourself that I am strong. And I want to emphasize that self-belief is a very, very important thing, but it comes out of words that you say, and more often as you say that, it actually creates that self-belief. And that self-belief is going to make you to always believe in yourself and always conquer. Now, successful people have also felt that they are weak at some stage. They've also felt that they are not kind enough at some stage. But believe me, because they've conquered this by saying it with their mouth, and they've said that enough and more often, and that transforms their belief system. Because you believe what you say a bit more frequently. And whatever you speak more frequently, it becomes you. And that is the reason why I want to emphasize that as a young man, develop this attitude of telling yourself and telling other people as well that you are a strong person. And when you look at yourself, see yourself as strong. Because perception actually is becoming very important in your own life. How you perceive yourself is actually how you're going to behave. How you perceive yourself is basically how you're going to become as a young man. And the same how you perceive other people is the same way that you're going to see them that way at all times. Now, as a young man, it's very important that you speak this more often, that when I see you, I see a strong person and a very kind person. Now, kindness is very key in this life. And many people have actually deserted to kindness because they feel, what's the use of me being kind? Because many of the people are not kind towards me. Realize this, that you may be kind to people even when they're not kind to you. And it is for your own sake. Being kind is actually to guard your own heart, and your heart becomes a bit more guarded when you are kind at all times. You don't become kind because people are kind to you. You are kind because you've decided to become kind. And that's the reason why you need to say it with your mouth. And therefore, it will create a perception and a belief in you that you're a kind person as well. Very, very key and very important that you emphasize that. There's another thing that we don't say often, but we need to say more often to ourselves and to other people, and that is, you are loved. Are you able to love yourself? Are you able to say to yourself, you are loved? And this is very important, because before you expect other people to love you as a young man, you must establish a way of loving yourself. You must establish a way of telling yourself you are loved before anybody else can come and tell you they love you. This is very important, because most of the time we focus on the outside as young men and forget that it is within us that the power is. And that power that is within us is more powerful than the power outside. So we cannot focus on hearing the things from outside, because we need to hear things from within and build ourselves from within. You become what you are because of the strength that is within. Now, you can establish love from your own heart by telling yourself you love yourself. You're loved. And when you say that to yourself, you are going to have what we call self-love. And people with self-love are the most successful people, because you are not going to be duped by the fact that your perception shows you as if people don't love you. When you love yourself, you are overlooking what other people see in you. You're overlooking what other people say about you. Even though people may display that they don't love you, but when you love yourself, you've got actually a good basis of standing firm, even when you are facing situations of people not loving you. Loving self is very key, much more than people loving you. And people that love themselves, they've been able to conquer hatred as well, because they are able to display the love that they have within themselves to other people as well. It is not possible to love other people until you love yourself. So as a young man, so please practice to love yourself. And that starts by telling yourself that you are loved. And therefore, as you do so, that you tell yourself often that you are loved, you'll be able to say that which is rich in you, that which is full within the heart. Because out of the outflow of the heart, the mouth speaks. Because the mouth can only speak that is full in your heart. And as you speak it and say, I'm loved, or you are loved to yourself, you will be able to say that to other people as well. And the more you do that, the more you encourage people and make them actually love themselves as well. Because when people realize that they're being loved, it is easier for them to love themselves as well. And that's very, very important. But I want to emphasize that it starts with you. You love yourself, and then you love others as well. And therefore, as you believe in loving yourself, you will actually believe in loving other people. People that don't love themselves cannot love others either. And that is very key, that you say that more often to yourself and to other people as well. I want to end up here today. Your host, Micornus Phokane. Thank you very much for listening to us and being part of this great topic. What a topic that we had. And I believe that you've learned out of it, and you will keep on listening to this material that will help you continue going forward and encourage you and boost your self-image as a young man and become a better young person. Remember also our social media platforms, our Facebook page, Young Men Empowerment Forum, and Micornus Phokane. So please visit those and like those pages. Make sure that you click notification buttons as well on those, and you will be blessed as you do so. Remember our YouTube channel as well, that you need to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Make sure that you click notification button to that. And remember also that we are able to speak to you directly as a young man. If you need our services and you would love us to speak to you as well, inbox us in our Facebook page and we'll be able to call you and speak to you. And may the good Lord bless you, and allow me to check out right here and say cheers for now.